and all the bread is burned to ash. Out in the street the people rush and cry aloud, bread, bread, where is our food? This child destroys our life. They cry. The hungry crowd will starve to death because I would be free. Every time I go to sleep, that is what I hear and see. Oh, mother, mother, something is wrong with me. I cannot stand. I think my brain runs out at my ear. Come on, son, home, come, you don't stay here. He lay in bed 1 week, 1 month and more. He was not well till after the new year. Not fit to work till the gorse grew cold on the Pentland hills. And once again, young Connolly had his fortune once more to seek. Up and down the whole of Edinburgh, I could find no more work. For my first job I was too young, for my next I was too ill. To go those for a soldier is an easy thing to do. I was a boy that stood and beat the drum upon the green fields of County Cork, where these evil deeds were done. I sat lonely in the barracks the night that Miles Flanagan was hung. I had no excuse for the use I had been put to except that I was small and young. Being a soldier under discipline, I could do nothing but hold my tongue. What the tongue may not handle, the eyes can take in. 1 penny each from a little bookstall in a back street. I'm the villain, the hero of all these stories. Wolfe Tone, Robert Emmet, the Liberator O'Connell, the Fenian Martyrs. My body was small, but my brain, it was growing. Each word I stored up in it, it ran down to my heart. For 5 years and 6 years I served and said nothing, confirming my confusion, distorting my thought. I'm starting to think I will soldier no longer. To desert these cruel colours, I'm turning my mind. The regiment tomorrow is ordered to Dublin. Perhaps in that city, some chance I will find. So I went up to Dublin City, just at the hour of 12:30. I was never one for the public houses. What was I going to do with myself? Enter a socialist agitator with his red banner reading International Working Men's Association Dublin Branch. If you were all to get together, both English proletarian and Irish proletarians, and if all of you were to determine to destroy capitalism once for all, take away its enormous power, the power of the lackey parliaments, then what could we replace it with? I'll give you the word, socialism. Now that takes some explaining. I am thinking, I did think of it already. I did think, I'd like to change it. What is this socialism? Look, rather than talk to you, why don't you read the literature? Here you are, take these. By rights, I should ask you to pay for them, but it's such a rare thing and so useful to get them into an army barracks, you know, for nothing. Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, aye. They're a pair of Germans, and they are both of them socialists. When the Irish Fenian prisoners were being tortured in Britain jails, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels were two of the only men in England who spoke out in their defence. And furthermore, it's these two men who've made the scientific study of the laws that compose capitalism, and therefore deduce the method by means of science to get rid of it. To loose the chains, I quoted Marx. Look it up, you'll find it there. This red coat will be my chain. But before I get rid of it, you answer me this question. Come back, you answer me. Is it practical? Can I do it? For God's sake, do what? Get hold of this socialism. I mean, made it, set it to work. Don't we see, you silly man? I have a need to make something. Apprenticeship, 1889 to 1896, Edinburgh. In 1889, young Connolly jumped the line. He left the army far behind and ran away to Scotland. He was slyly biding, quietly hiding, yet confiding he would not be caught in Scotland. In 1889, it seemed as though the glorious time of revolution was the prime. In England and in Scotland, there was socialism, syndicalism, radicalism, all fermenting up in Scotland. My brother Jim wrote to me he was coming across the water. I wonder, was he here today among all the shouts and cheers and laughter? My brother John wrote to me to meet him in Dundee. I never thought he would be the one whom suddenly I would see, cocked up on a high platform, orating like a royal Persian, to no less than 20,000. Be God, makes me proud. One of our own to be the organiser of so huge an occasion. So, local secretary, I was made of the Scottish Socialist Federation. At once, I must begin to write and to read the various, meticulous, precise documentation appertaining to such an office and such an organisation. In our weekly paper every week, a brief report I must launch, defining and delineating the activities of my branch, as recorded in the minutes of each meeting that have been held.